As you prepare to send your child off to college for the first time or for another year, it's crucial to have meaningful conversations that will set them up for success.
Joining us now with everything you need to know about college readiness is culture and etiquette coach Akilah C.T. Easter. Welcome back.
Thanks, guys.
We should also point out you are now the Dean
of Urban Agriculture, former biology and physiology professor.
Holy moly, that is a
so she knows a little bit about people going to college. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let's talk about that, because it's not just about going to take classes somewhere else.
Yeah. This is oftentimes where children are stepping out into adulthood, and hopefully you raised your kids, right? You're not having this conversation a week before they're leaving, but this is a time where they start to learn who they are, where they have to be more fiscally responsible in most cases. So if they leave the house, or even if they're not leaving the house, you still should start to focus on these key things. Teaching them what a credit card is. I think we talked about that a little bit earlier. Credit cards are going to be offered and thrown at you.
Yes.
So having that understanding, are you giving them an account? Do they know how to regulate? Are you just throwing funds in there whenever they need it?
Yes.
So it sets them up for what's going to happen after these 4 years or however long it takes you to graduate.
Yeah, because I always thought of college as this is your preparation before you step out into the real world. So you make your mistakes here, but you also learn your lessons here.
Right.
And responsibility is something that is paramount, because no one's waking you up to get to class on time.
Right.
So what does the conversation look like when you're talking to them about
Understanding that these classes count and they cost, right? So you're not showing up, you should be able to communicate with your professor. I used to get students who would email me long letters of why they can't make it. I'm going to be frank, we don't care. Right? Just show up or get the work done. You know, so having that level of responsibility of having ownership in your academics. Your mom's not checking up on you, and technically parents can't call professors or ask them. I had parents email me asking me how their students doing. I can't let you know that. FERPA will not allow me to share that information with you.
Even though they're paying for it.
Even though and that's what they would say. I'm paying this tuition.
Yeah.
No, that your children has to sign a document to say they give permission for their parents to have access to their information.
Well, and talk about communicating with teachers.
Yes.
Kids need to learn how to do that. I know these are adults, but they're afraid.
They're texting emails, right? So a lot of this generation does not use emails. So they're learning how to utilize and formally communicate, but not long drawn out, very direct, short, and not short TT, talk to you later, all these little acronyms and things. Yes. So this is a formal way of communication, and start that communication early. Don't wait until you're in trouble. Like I don't know if I'm passing this class. Can I make up an assignment? That professor is going to be like, why would you wait till the end?
Right.
So establishing a rapport with your professor, not being that neediness, but having a genuine relationship, especially if it's somebody who's in the field that you're interested in, that's when you start to foster those relationships. And I find that a lot of students do not understand how to communicate with adults.
Yes.
And that goes back to the etiquette lessons of learning how to talk to older people or people at a certain stature and things like that. We're not your friends, but we do have a professional level of relationship.
Okay, so schoolwork aside.
Yes.
Oh, it's time to party.
Let's get down.
Let's get down, right? Okay, because I remember my parents dropped me off at school and I was at a party that night. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so
we got to talk about that, though.
Responsibility. I always tell students to have a responsibility partner. So if you do want to go drink, I think a lot of parents try to act like their students aren't going to, or their children aren't going, they are going to kick it, as we say, right? So just make sure they have a buddy that they can bring along with them. One is going to drink, one's not going to drink. One's going to hold one accountable, those types of things. You have to have that partner, making sure you're not going places where you're not familiar, you're not leaving drinks, even though you're underage and all those things. You're not leaving those drinks open and things like that. So teaching them how to protect themselves, because they may think everything is rosy in this world, but there are true realities, especially when you're leaving home.
Well, and then if they get to a point where they want to either pledge a fraternity or sorority, there's a lot of nervous parents around that because of things that have happened in the past with hazing and things.
And you have to make sure that your child, I keep saying student, your child understands who they are, because there's a lot of influence in the pledging process, whatever organization you are a part of. So that they have to know, is this a danger? Is this a life-threatening situation? And understand it doesn't take that to belong with somebody.
Right.
And looking for the right organization that's for you. You may be dead set on an organization, but when you get to your campus, every organization's different based on where you are.
Well, some people may say, my kid is already gone. It's too late to have this conversation.
Yeah.
Is that true?
No. This is an ongoing communication. I am a grown woman and my mom still tells me things I need to do.
Yes.
Right? So I still go to her for advice. So hopefully you've built that rapport and that relationship with your child to where you can have clear and transparent and adult conversations at this point.
That's the point. Change it from child to now an adult conversation.
And if you did your job, that should be an easy transition.
Yeah, Akilah, thank you so much. AkilahCT.com. You can get more information, more etiquette tips, all the fun things.